Salutations everyone, this is Razor here talking to you guys about my thoughts on the Uncharted open beta. I played a ton of the closed beta, unfortunately didn't get too much time into the open beta, but it was still a fantastic experience. They added the new map Rooftops, which is what you're seeing right now. That's one of the more obvious changes that they made, but there were a few other changes that I saw from the closed beta that I thought were pretty interesting. They added another purchasable weapon, heavy weapon. I didn't get to use it because it was like the last one that you unlock, so that was a bit of a bummer. But another big difference that I saw kind of right out of the gate was that relics are a lot easier to get. They definitely give you much more relics this time around. For those who don't know, relics are little purple things that sometimes you will get after killing an enemy, or they will drop it and you can pick it up, and that is what you use to purchase chests. There's two different currencies. There's the relics, and then there's the money. The money you get for playing games and, doing cool stuff. The relics are just things that you pick up during the game. And the relics is how you get the chest, which is basically a pack of, customizable things that are randomized in that pack. So, in the closed beta, they give you like 50 relics to play with, so you can get your own chest, and then maybe you get a few taunts or a bandana or sunglasses or something. But you weren't really, even with the amount of hours that I put in the closed beta, you weren't able to get much after that outside of just buying individual things with money, which you can buy specific things, but you use different currency. But here in the closed beta, there were definitely a lot more relics this time around. I was able to buy a couple of, chests with even less time played. So that was a nice, good change that I thought that they made. According to a Naughty Dog person on Twitter or during an interview or something, they said that the open and closed beta showed about 20% of the multiplayer. Now you can, nail this down to, obviously they didn't show us all of the maps, but maybe there's even more guns. And with the DLC, which I'm so going to get the season pass, this is one of the few franchises where I don't even need to wait to hear them tell me what it's going to be or what the price is. I'm going to get the season pass because this multiplayer itself, outside the single player, I love the Uncharted series. I've played all 4 games, including Golden Abyss. This one will be the 5th game. I've played all of them, and I really, really like them. But the multiplayer on Uncharted 4 is just amazing. I am super impressed. I was super impressed in the closed beta, and playing the open beta just made me just even more excited about all of the stuff that you can do. I saw a little bit more people shotgunning here in the closed beta than I did see in the open beta than I did see in the closed beta. So that maybe more people will be catching on to that. There's just so much to do with this game. I don't know if they'll be adding more additional weapons or more additional mythical powers or equipment. I would be kind of surprised if they did, just because it seems like there's already a lot for your loadout that was available in these betas that didn't really change much from one another. But they said they only shown us 20%, so hopefully that means more characters. I don't know, how many other different characters that they can pull from, because there's only so many in the Uncharted series, and I definitely love that the ones that they have available so far. But I'm hoping for more customization. Usually I'm not a big guy on customization in multiplayer, but these character models are just so well animated, and the taunts are hilarious. I would like to see more taunts, even though there's already all of them are amazing. I like the dance one myself. The selfie one is hilarious. And just so many wacky, awesome taunts that you can do that I just really, really like. But if they can just add more customization to your character as far as hats and skins go, there's definitely going to be more skins, because they only, in the beta, everybody had one additional skin, Island Elena, or Tuxedo's Drake, or Tuxedo Sully, just all the dudes were just in tuxedos or what have you, and they had some hats and bandanas and the aviator sunglasses. Those are the ones that I like on my Island Elena skin. So hopefully they add more customization, and I could think we can definitely bank on that just a wee bit more. There are pre-order bonuses. I've seen that you can get Uncharted 1, 2, and 3 skins for Drake that look really cool. So definitely going to be looking into to those pre-order bonuses, and possibly get one of the more limited edition ones. outside of getting the season pass itself. But I think the season pass is like, I think it's only $20 extra. Maybe it's $30. I'm not too sure, but definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. I think just for the multiplayer, they aren't going to be, I don't think they're going to be adding anything to the single player. I believe it's only multiplayer that they will be adding to. I don't think they're adding anything additional onto the story. And this multiplayer is so good. It's so fun. It's so addicting. And there's so many things that you can do that I think it's going to be one of my staple games. It's going to be in my weekly rotation on Twitch. I'm going to be making plenty of videos, tips, tricks, guides, and stuff for that on the YouTubes because I have so much fun playing this game. I'm actually pretty good at it. This wasn't a fantastic game. Like I said, I didn't have a lot of time with the beta. Most of it I spent streaming. I was only able to get a couple of games off stream so I could get, better looking footage and, have the in-game sound for you guys to enjoy here. But I think this is still a pretty decent game. I was really focusing on my movement here in this rooftops map. At first, I didn't like this map for like the first, like maybe 5 minutes of the first time I played it. But the more I played it, the more I like this map. It has a lot of good rushing elements, a lot of awesome flanks like the other maps that we've seen. So I'm really excited to see what other maps that they have in store for us for the Uncharted multiplayer. Because from what I've seen is really good. And who knows what they're going to have for us for the DLC, whether it's just maps or weapons, or if they add like a new game mode or something like that. The only game modes that were available in both the closed and open betas were Team Deathmatch, so we obviously know there's going to be more than just Team Deathmatch, even though Team Deathmatch was really, really fun, which is usually a game mode that I don't prefer over others in multiplayer games. Like in Call of Duty, I much more like domination. In Battlefield, I like rush and like a bunch of different game types. In Battlefield and in Battlefront, I like Walker Assault and the droid run and all that good stuff. I usually don't tend to go towards Team Deathmatch game types because they're usually much more campy than the other game modes because there's not an objective and can be quite frustrating. That's also where, the worst players are going to be. So you're going to have the worst teammates, but you're also going to have, possibly, the worst enemies to play. But this Team Deathmatch here in Uncharted 4, I had no qualms with it whatsoever. Sure, it's annoying when somebody, rushes up and charges their heavy melee, which I got a little bit more used to here in the open beta. I definitely heavy meleeed a ton more than I did. But it's just, just the things that you got to get used to. You got to get used to how to combat all the supers, playing safe, your movement, how, when to be with your teammates, when to not be with your teammates. Really, it has so much potential to be such a great team game because of all the mechanics, using all the different specials in conjunction with one another. And I also have like a kit that's just for reviving. Like I have the med pack all the way. I have the helping hand level 3 on, and I have like the savior sidekick, which isn't that great of a sidekick. The Strangler, the Hunter sidekick, was still definitely the most prevalent sidekick. I did see quite a lot of brutes. Not very many snipers because they don't move and they're pretty easy to kill. But, they might have some better uses on maybe some other maps that we've seen. But most of all, I saw a lot of hunters. Brutes definitely have their place because they take a lot of aggro, they take a lot of damage to kill, and they just spray and pray for days. They don't got to worry about, reloading or rolling or reviving teammates or such. The Savior, I saw one of my teammates running a Savior sidekick that, for those of you who don't know, that runs around reviving people. And these are AI-controlled sidekicks that you summon out of the store via the money that you gain throughout the game. I saw one teammate having a lot of help, doing a lot of work with his Savior sidekick. Here I drop in a Brute, just basically to just take in some aggro and give your enemy another thing that they have to worry about. And then maybe you can make the flank or, just push in, throw your grenades to, the position that they're hiding behind. Or, of course, mileage will vary with, how you use your sidekicks. But the Hunter was the most used one. Remember, they nerfed the Hunter in the closed beta to give it less health, and that was definitely very obvious that it was a lot easier to kill, but it definitely has its uses, and I saw a lot of it here in the open beta. So that's the final game there on Rooftops. Pretty solid game mode, pretty decent game going there for me. I had a team, that nice cohesive team that stuck together as well, and they were all pugs, so that was a nice change of pace. The challenges were weirdly not updated very well here in the open beta than they were in the closed beta, but I digress. Super looking forward to Uncharted. Hope it doesn't get pushed back a third time, and I'm really looking forward to May 10th, and I hope you are too.